What is going on, you guys? Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys are going into the first weekend of 2025 with some momentum. And that's a word that I've been really focusing on carrying into the new year, because it gets so much easier to have momentum in all aspects of life when you focus on one thing. When you discipline yourself with your nutrition, it gets easier to go to the gym. When you go to the gym, it gets easier to eat more consistently healthy, right? When you read daily, it gets easier to read more. You read more efficiently, you read more pages. When you read your Bible, you open up the word, you pray, you do these things, it becomes easier and more of a habit to do these things. And so as you do one habit, it carries over into all aspects of your life. And I think that for myself, going to the grocery store and knowing that in the past, I used to go to the grocery store and I would have to make sure that I wasn't on an empty stomach, because it's harder to make these rational decisions when I'm low blood sugar and these sorts of things. But now, because I'm so disciplined with other areas of life, it just carries over. It's just a no-brainer. It's like I'm going to the grocery store, I'm gonna buy vegetables, I'm gonna buy, complex carbohydrates and the healthy options. And in the past, I remember like it was more difficult. Like I have to write this grocery list down, like I'm getting these foods and these foods only. Going to the gym, it's like, okay, I have to plan my workout. Now it's like, it's so much easier when you start to get disciplined with one avenue of your life, because it just carries over all avenues, and it's like a no-brainer. And then it just becomes easier and easier and easier. And I think the reason that a lot of people don't see success is their dopamine receptors are literally fried. They're eating junk food, they're doing drugs, they're doing all sorts of things, drinking, going out partying, and they're just basically filling themselves with unnatural hits of dopamine every single day. And it gets so difficult when you're in that position to get out of it. But if you can find dopamine from the natural things like sunlight, nature, drinking water, reading, stretching, exercising, it becomes a lot easier, and it just carries over to all avenues of your life. And then like the things that otherwise you might have thought of as difficult, right? Like just flow so much easier. And myself, even my videos, my content, as I do these things more and more, it just becomes so much easier. And I think like most importantly, nutrition, dialing that in makes a game of a difference, a world of a difference, right? Because when you have proper nutrition, you have less brain fog, you have more clarity, you have more of the day-to-day wins, and you just feel confident about yourself. I was talking with a client earlier on a check-in call, and he was mentioning like he's, a little bit off track with his routine. And I'm like, dude, like you're still following through. So like, that's all that matters, right? And get back on the wheel, check off the wins. As those wins happen, you're going to propel yourself into more and more action, and you feel good about yourself when you're taking and following through consistently. And you end up just becoming more aligned with the person you want to become when you're taking these actions. And it's so much easier when you're on the inside looking out rather than the outside looking in. When you're on the inside, you're actually not looking out. You're focused, tunnel vision on your goals. As 2025 kicks off, just know that all it takes is stacking one domino at a time, layering one brick, and then that leads into the next, and that leads into the next. And next thing you know, you are this individual that has lost 30 pounds of body fat, that has gained 20 to 30 pounds of muscle mass. It's possible. It's just so many people, they try to stack the basket and they try to stuff it full all at the beginning, and then it overflows. Bro, focus on one variable at a time, and after you get consistent with that, move into the next thing. It could be as simple as hitting your protein target, drinking more water, and now you're consistent with that. Okay, now let's start to cut out some of the more junk food options, right? Like let's start to get in this more routine, just going to the gym once a week. That leads to twice a week, it's just a cycle, bro. And you can literally set yourself up for success, but you need to know that like it's not going to work if you try to throw too much at yourself at once. Even the top professional athletes in the world, they don't start with overdoing it. They just get consistent. They get the ball rolling. They get the momentum, the snowball effect of now it's catapulting, and you're just getting more and more momentum, and you're feeling the dopamine hits from the natural things that bring you fulfillment. And that's how life should be. I hope this helps somebody out there. Let's crush the weekend, the first weekend in 2025. Don't let this weekend be like the ones you spent in 2024. Make a different change, become a different individual if you want different results. And it starts with one action. That's all it takes.